Crime-free leasing standards. This is where a person who has a history of a crime, they can't get any type of rental rights. And what's disheartening is a landlord can pull their credit and pull their background check and then disqualify them for housing.
That's true. Homeowners associations.
Right, Monday, that's illegal. No, it's not.
It's not illegal in the state of Florida to do it.
To say no to someone who's in an association?
And it's a money grabber for a landlord. So a lot of times you see vacant properties in your community and they're vacant for a reason, because if I pay an application fee, I pay a background check and credit check fee, those are non-refundable. And sometimes your deposit, depending on the landlord, is non-refundable. So they take all your money that you've saved, your hard-earned money, and you're making $8 to $10 an hour, and you worked hard for months to save this money so that you could put down so that you could get this spot, and then they tell you no. And then after they told you no, they brought in the next person and the next person. In the meantime, that house in your community is empty. But the landlord, he's the winner because he doesn't have to refund your money. And then on top of that, now you got to start all over. Your credit report has been dinged. Your credit score goes down when they pull your credit. And each and every time you go to the next person to pull your credit, your credit score goes lower and lower and lower and lower, and then what happens? You're still denied housing. And then what's left for you? Sleeping on someone's couch, going to a studio hotel where you don't have a proper kitchen if you have children to cook a hot meal. You don't have proper refrigeration to even hold the food that you would love to prepare for dinners.
The hotels are filled with families, with children going to school from hotels. Hotels are raising their rent. I just recently moved out of the hotel that I was in because when I first got there it was $250 a month. $250 a week, I'm sorry. $250 a week. It went from $250 a week to $315 a week. And then it went from $315 a week to $375 a week. By the time I left, it was $415 a week.
That's
I hope that was a Disney Deluxe hotel.
No, this is. Let me tell you where it's at. It's on John Young and 33rd. It's called APM Hotel. It was an old Ramada, and they're in the process of remodeling. It doesn't have a pool. They don't have a soda machine. You don't have a snack machine. You have no amenities of a regular hotel. But these are the prices that they're allowed to pay you.
$415 a week.
Mm-hmm.
A week?
Mhm.
You can get a mortgage for that.
Right.
Oh my God.
My mortgage is much less than that.
So you have not only people getting put out of their homes, but then they're getting put out of the hotels.
Right.
So may I ask why you just didn't try to find another apartment?
Okay, that's a good one. I'm a convicted felon. I also have another eviction on my credit from another landlord that put me out for no reason. Robin, I know you remember that situation. Yeah, you do too. Because this is a cycle and nobody ever does it. It just happens. Yes.
Just for perspective, are you comfortable sharing what region you're in?
What region am I in?
Where this is happening?
Orange
Right?
County.
Oh, yeah. No, I know all about that. Yeah. So,
Okay. Yes.
But Sasha, but it's not only that. If you didn't tell us how great it'd be. Let's say you didn't have a conviction. You didn't have.
Okay, let's throw the conviction out of the word because that's only one thing. The application fees are running about $100.
Yeah.
Okay, non-refundable, so you don't get your $100 back if you're not approved. And 10 times out of 10, you're not approved because you have to make 3 times the amount of rent. So if your rent is $1,200, they expect you to be making 3 times that amount. Who's making that?
And pay first month, last month.
Then you have to pay first month, last month, and security all once to move in. Who has that? Who just has that laying around? I don't. I definitely don't. So that's one of the reasons I've looked at, and then I realized I was going on, anybody ever use Zillow or any of those house hunting places? Who's regulating how many times that they can collect a application fee?
That's a good question.
No one even has to pay, they don't even have to rent the place out. They can just keep collecting application rents. Who's gonna regulate that? Those are some of the things that we need to try to figure out through legislation, through the government, through whatever, to figure out how do we regulate these people that can go on Zillow, list their houses for a month, the same house, I can see the same house on there for a month at a ridiculously low price. It's almost a steal. It's like $875 for a 3-bedroom. And it's on there for 2 months. Nobody wants that $875 3-bedroom house. Nobody's applied for it.
They're making fees.
They are making,
More profitable because they're not
having to rent the place out. They're not having to have maintenance come in and do anything. They're just, you can literally collect your rent off of application fees.
Wow.